images coming in of the Emir of Qatar being received by Prime Minister Modi and the meeting that's taken place at the Hyderabad House in Delhi. These are the official images coming in of the bilateral. After ceremonial welcome, they've gotten down to business and there are meetings with delegates from both sides also present. The focus on investment, tech, trade on cards. You see the exchange of MOUs that are taking place. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar shaking hands with his counterpart there. A series of decisions that have been taken by both sides to further boost the friendship between the countries, between India and Qatar. We're going to be decoding for you what are the key MOUs that have been signed, but those are the images there of the two leaders witnessing as the delegates come forward and exchange the memorandums of understanding, a result of the bilateral that's just taken place, that's just concluded. The Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, is on a two-day visit here to India, has received a very, very warm welcome, of course, personally from Prime Minister Modi when he touched down last evening in the national capital, with a rare gesture from Prime Minister Modi as he welcomed the Emir of Qatar by meeting and greeting him at the airport in the national capital. And that tells you how important an ally, how important a friend Qatar is right now to India. And of course, there will be several talking points on the bilateral itself that's taken place. There's a whole lot of trade, of course, between India and Qatar, but importantly also a huge amount of investment that comes in from Qatar in sectors like manufacturing for India. So a boost really in ties between the two countries stands to help not just Qatar but also India to a great deal. And that's why there is so much focus right now on exactly what kind of growing investment we will see between the two countries from Qatar in India too. Gaurav Sawant is joining us with more details on this. Gaurav, away from, of course, the friendship between the two leaders, between the two countries, take us through the big takeaways from this visit, from the bilateral that's just concluded.
So this is a very significant visit of the Emir of Qatar. The fact that Prime Minister Narendra Modi received him at the airport is in a special and a rare gesture, indicates the kind of closeness and proximity between the two leaders and the two countries. So, the liquefied natural gas, LNG and oil, that's one of the key areas where India and Qatar see closer relationship. You have about 8 lakhs plus Indians who live and work there, and that's extremely critical. They contribute very positively to the development of Qatar and to the relationship between the two countries. Qatar is very actively involved in negotiations right now between Israel and Hamas. That again, India is very close both to Palestine and to Israel, and India is keeping a close eye on developments that are taking place there. Many areas of cooperation between the two countries and investments that India sees from Qatar. There's another area where India sees a lot of cooperation is tourism in science and technology. So there are many areas where this relationship has been taken forward, and India wants to now take it altogether to a new level. Remember, Qatar is one of the biggest suppliers of LNG to India. United States is the other big country that's really pushing to increase cooperation and export of LNG to India. Gas Authority of India Limited is talking about investments in the United States. So it is just trying to ensure that India has the best of actually all the worlds to see where best Indian interests can be served. You would recall the Emir of Qatar had played a very critical role. 8 Indian Navy officers were convicted. 7 of them have returned home, and that's because of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's personal intervention and his conversations with the Emir of Qatar. Now it is hoped that the 8th officer would also come back to India as quickly as possible.
All right, Gaurav, thanks very much for joining us with all of those details.